I'm very fascinated with ancient civilizations. And one of the weirdest things about ancient civilizations is when you go really, really far back, a bunch of them have these depictions of kings that ruled for thousands of years. And it's very strange stuff because the Egyptians and in ancient Sumer, there's a bunch of different depictions of these kings that lived lives that were way longer than biological humans lived. And then there's the flood myth or the flood story. And then after the flood, biological life decreases pretty radically. And then it seems to get back to like a normal version of what we assume now, which is like 100 years. And one of the weird questions that these alternative ancient historians have is, are we missing the possibility that there was a hyper-advanced civilization that existed tens of thousands of years ago, and that what we're seeing now is not a linear progression from caveman to human being with an iPhone in 2026, that along the way there might have been a very high level of sophistication, and the evidence of that might be the pyramids and some of these other ancient structures that are mind-boggling. As much as you try to explain them away, when you're dealing with 2,300,000 stones, some of them are cut from a quarry 500 miles away, 80-ton stones that are in the ceiling, perfectly cut granite, where it looks like they have diamond drill holes in them. It seems like there's some lost technology. And every society has this flood myth. And every society that has this flood myth, especially these ones that were very advanced somehow or another, like ancient Egypt, they have these depictions of people that lived way longer than people live today. And I wonder if human beings one day will realize, like, oh, if you keep going long enough, 100 years is silly. Like they'll just figure out what it is that makes people age and die, fix that, and you'll live an insanely long time. And then if people live an insanely long time and their capacity for reason and logic increases, their capacity for intelligence increases, then you have these insane technologies that were required to do things like build the pyramids. And that might be what happens. That might be a natural course of progression. That the first thing we realize is 100 years is not enough. Because I'm 58 and I'm a moron still. Like, why am I learning every day? How come I'm getting better at being a person every day? Well, I should have figured this out already. But you don't ever have time to figure it out.
You don't have time.
There's not enough time.
And you only get one run. Like, I mean,
right.
You would think you'd want a trial run first, right, on life.
Right.
And then, like, okay, now I kind of know a little bit how it works. Now let's do it for real.
Well, that's the concept
It's
of
kind of scary. I
reincarnation.
mean, it's a bit crazy that each of us is put in charge of a whole human life.
Right.
Like, are we really... like reach the level of, like, if you want to run an airplane, you have to go through these certifications and stuff, right? And then maybe you can be a pilot. But like for a human life, it's like every single person, like, okay, you have 100% dictatorial control of this person. Like they're completely hostage to your whims.
Yeah.
And then that's like us. So, but that's the way it is. But yeah, having the ability to kind of try different things and maybe do like have a kind of opportunity to do a do-over if the life turned out to be like every 50 years or something, you have a chance to kind of
or maybe not even a
second
do-over, but it's the same life, but you can do whatever you want, and you don't have to be constrained to this idea that you only have a certain amount of time and you want to retire by your 65. We might look at that as being like one of the first completely archaic notions, and the reason why people got it all wrong. Like, well, society will be better because people are going to live way longer. And if you think about how much smarter, how old are you?
53.
Okay. Now, the way you said that was sad. I'm older than you, dog. Don't worry about it. But if you think about how much smarter you are at 53 than you were at 13, now imagine how much smarter you'll be at 353 or 1,053. And if that actually becomes possible, if a person can live to be 100 years, why can't they live to be 4,000 years? If they can figure out what makes people age, if we really can genetically engineer human beings, that's not breathing underwater. That's just extending life. And if you extend life and extend intellectual capacity and your ability to learn and grow, holy shit, you're dealing with a 2,000-year-old person. That's a completely different kind of thing. And that could be real someday. And that might be also one of the things that comes along with this new understanding of just life in general with super intelligent AI.
Yeah, no, for sure. Fixing aging and reversing it would be amongst the things that a technologically mature civilization would be able to do.
We just have to
And-
get people out of the idea that it's vain. Why do you want to live forever?
Well,
Come on.
That's what they say now, right?
Yeah.
But when somebody actually has the therapy, and you could here, you could either continue to get worse kidneys and more painful knees and
Right.
wrinkles, and you start to forget things, or you can take this this rejuvenation serum that everybody else is using, and they are like full of energy and running around and doing stuff. Like, do
Yeah.
you still think it's vain? So I think a lot of this is Stockholm syndrome, that like you are kind of faced with the inevitability of aging and decay, and have been for thousands of years. So you develop a kind of mimetic
Romanticizing.
scaffold that
Yes.
reconciles you to the inevitable.
I like it. Stockholm syndrome.
Which is maybe adaptive, but only up until the point where there actually might be something you could do to escape. Right then, if you're too stuck in this mindset, it might sort of prevent you from taking advantage to regain your freedom.
Right.
And I think we are now at that stage. We don't yet have the therapies, but there are certainly like investments and research and stuff we could do that would hasten the arrival. And I think, in fact, we should have started on a big sort of, Manhattan Project to defeat aging like decades ago. And maybe we would have better therapies by now then. But for a long time, aging was not seen as a problem, only the specific diseases that are the result of the aging.
Yeah.
And they got all this funding, right? Like, so you have like huge research projects for Alzheimer's and for heart disease and for cancer. But if you look at the main common cause of most human disease, it's senescence. Like, you're much more likely to get any of these when you're 80 than when you're 20, because your cells gradually decay and gunk builds up.
Yeah.
Your arteries clog up, your DNA mutates, your methylation pattern gets scrambled.
Your brain shrinks.
So rather than just trying to put out the fires one by one after they occur, like at some point you just need to sort of try to prevent, like maybe you need a bit of rain to sort of prevent
It's kind of
forest
amazing how much we've accomplished as a society, as civilization, when you think about the fact that people only live to be 100. Kind of incredible.
Yeah, it's
Kind of incredible. Got rockets and satellites and cell phones and people only live. So it's like everybody has to build on everybody else's intelligence and everybody else's understanding of the world and develop new things. And everybody has to learn those new things and implement
each
them.
brain is so small that it can only learn a small little specialty,
Yeah.
right? And you need millions of them to
Yeah.
really. Although it's not entirely clear with humans, if we had been much more long-lived, like the way we currently are configured, maybe we would just have gotten too stuck in our ways and sort of stagnated into some sort of ultra-conservative society where nobody's allowed to do anything different. Or the old geezers that have their way of doing things just remain forever in charge.
Yeah.
I mean, we just don't know, right? Like,
Right.
whether that would have slowed progress or accelerated it. But it is still amazing. Like, it's a long path from sort of running around in the forest to sort of these. Look at these like advanced chip technologies and the whole global supply chain, where like thousands of people are working to develop just one little tool that then feeds into the ability to make another tool that eventually makes these leading edge AI chips.
Where they're layering things 4 atoms deep.
Yeah. It's remarkable.
It's incredible. And humans only live to be 100. Imagine what we could accomplish if we lived to be 3,000.